Okay guys, so now let us try to understand the project, and we will look out this states and hooks and all the concept in the basic level, so that you can understand all the things. Okay, so let's get started and let's see how the things are actually going to be working, how we can create an application. But for that, we are creating a project, so you can create a different project structure or different project for this particular app. But this app is not too much big, so I wanted to continue with this particular thing. So what I will do, I will just go onto the page and I will see toss app.js, and inside it I will just import React and SFC with toss. Okay, now that's my way of defining things, but if you have another approach you can go for it. Okay, now let us see the return statement. We are obviously going to be returning the view statement, and with the view, you know what I mean. I'm just going with RNS for designing all the things. So let me just go with container, and inside a container I always choose a flex 1 for selecting the whole screen, second for the background color. So recommendation is not coming up because we are not importing the style sheet from the React Native. And now you can see background color is /FFFFF, and I want align items into the center. Sorry, center, and yeah, justify content, it's also in center. Save it. Now let's just apply it here. Style is equals to styles dot container, and let's import a view as well. Okay, save it. Now this app is working. Now we totally understand, but now it's time to work on a button and image. But for that we need two images. We are going to create a toss app, so we need a head and we need a tail. So let's just try to open this assets inside a file explorer. This is our assets. You can put anywhere images where you wanted to go for. I'm just put it on assets. Let me just cut it from here and paste it here. Okay, so we have a tail, we have a head, right? Let's just close it. Now let's try to bring them in this position. So first let's put image, import it from this. Now let's go with source is require, and in this requirement first I want to see the head.png. okay, now let us see image height of 300 and the width of 300, and let's just go to app.js, and here we will go for toss. Let's just try to close it and let's run it. Okay, so I'm gonna create npm start, and let's wait for until they run the whole app. Okay, so let's go into the toss. So we are defining image, but we are not style this out. Maybe that's why. Styles dot image. Okay, now let us see where is our project. It's now looks pretty well. Let me just save it and just run the project inside Android. Okay, now it will be connected in some of the seconds, I hope so. Now React Native, why React Native is taking too much time for the installing and all these things. Every technology have its own advantage and disadvantage. React Native have its own disadvantages in this, like you might be seeing it. They have couple of more advantage too. So it looks pretty well, and yeah, this toss app is really good. Now second thing, we wanted to create a button, but we know that we can use directly a button there, and the button will be not so responsive. And let me just go with the title. Save it. You can see that, and this button is not quite responsive as much as we want, but we can create our own custom button too, right? Yes. So that what we're gonna do, we can use touchable opacity. Inside the touchable opacity, we are passing a text, and yeah, inside the text, what we gonna do, we can put press me, and here is the thing, we can go to the first.js. Oh, we got an app with the text, we not imported it, but it's totally fine. Copy this button, go on to the DOS app, and yeah, here will be put this button. Okay, now let's apply to it style dot button. Okay, text. Okay, now let us see the text color, and let us paste it, save it. Okay, color is like we haven't applied it here, so that's why I'm always forgot to apply the styles there, right? But yeah, text. Whoa, it looks well, but I don't like the color. So what I will do, I will just go with my favorite website, which is UI color picker, and I will just put yeah, this color, or maybe this color. Select the most effective color. So yeah, there is it. Save it. Yeah. Oh, it looks super responsive and quite impressive to me. Whether we go for white, we can just go for black. Save. Okay, it's not looks too much glossy. So what I will do, I will just put a white there, save it, and just try to change the color or little bit darker on the other side. So there is it. Yeah, now it looks pretty well. Now what I will do, I will put a margin on the top side at it 10. Okay, so that this will be okay, little bit of gap between those. Now we are creating the UI of this application, but now we need to create a particular functionality to change that particular coin. Okay, we are not going for the heavy animations right now, but still we wanted to go to functionality, right? After clicking on button, I want to change head to tail. So what the thing which we need to do, we need to define that if this number is come, we want head. If this number is come, we want tail. So what we require is two numbers, let's say 0 and 1. Okay, so by default value will be 0, and if the 0 comes out, we will say it's a head, and the 1 comes out, then we will say it's tail. Okay, I hope you got the point. Now how are we gonna set the by default value of a 0? And that's where the state is coming up from. Okay, now here is the point. What we need to do is that we need two numbers, so we need to put a random variable so that we can put two numbers there. So let's just go with here. Okay, and let's try to create on press property. Okay, on press property, and inside the on press we will look out the functionality that we required. All right, so here what we're gonna do, we are going for random variable, and inside a okay, I think I did some mistake. Yeah, of course we need to pass a function there, and then we will look out the const random. Now we want 0 or 1. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we are use math.random and multiply it with 2. Okay, so that we can get otherwise 0 or otherwise 1. And yeah, for that let's just put the log, so that we can understand that random. All right, let's just close it. And yeah, here is a point. We will try to fetch the random variable from it and just save it here. And yeah, of course, then we required press me. Okay, you can see this 0 0 is getting there, but also we get in 1. So we need to fetch only the 1 or only the 0. So how we're gonna do that is that by making a math.fluor. Okay, so just go with Control X, math.fluor, and let's go with this way. Now let us see how exactly we are getting. Oh, we are getting 0 and 1. Now it's cool, right? It's totally cool. Now here we wanna set image to it, right? If the 0 comes out, we wanna set we wanna change the source of it, right? So what we're gonna do, we are creating a particular variable there, and that would be state variable. Okay, for that I just need to put use state there and set state, which is source. Okay, now what the source will contains and what this meaning of it, if you don't use React.js until yet understand it, const is applied to define two particular variables with the same initial value. Okay, now these two variables are containing the same initial value, which is here. All right, and that's where the use state arc comes from. We can change the state of it. Okay, and that's why the initial state is there. And yeah, initial state is not defined because we can assign here a value. Let's say 0. We can save it. You can see now 0 is set it out for the source and set source, but we are not passing a 0. We don't want to pass the 0. So what exactly we wanted to pass here is that this require. So I will just copy it and paste it. So the by default value for set source and just a source is to this. So head image. Okay, now after we getting as 1, we wanted to change this particular value to the tel. So for that, what we gonna do is that coming up here, obviously we can use a ternary operator there is of course, but in this cases I don't want to use a ternary operator. Okay, what I will do, I will put random. If random is equals to 0, or you can say random is equals to 1, then I want to set the value of a source. Set source, and set source value will be the tail.png. So I just copy this image, and as it is, I will just say tail of it. Okay, now else I want to pass set source of head. Okay, right now it's cool. Okay, so maths.random multiply by 2, random double is equals to 1. So if the random is equals to 1, then set source will be the tel, otherwise it will be a head. And what we need to go for, we just change this here source to source, because we are defined already a particular variable for that, and that particular variable contains a value. Okay, by default value it contains. So I will just save it here. Now if I continue to press 1, you can see this image is changing. Okay, it's I hope you got the point, right? Okay, now it's pretty well working. But now what we wanted to do. This is not a good approach to write a code. You can see this is complete a junk, like on press properties there, and there are a lot of things. So I will just cut this out here, like this way, and I will just create a one more function in a different manner of it. So const flip is equals to paste, the function is here. Okay, now I will do it like flip there. Okay, flip, save it, and it is also working. Okay, so this is a good approach to write a code, and please try to understand this is a good approach. Okay, whether we just creating the things inside the things, we have a specific things for it, right? You maybe create a styles into the another another file. It's also a good approach. It's not too much bad approach. You can just need to import the styles there, and that's it. But some of the peoples are like to use the styles inside this particular page, so that they can understand that this okay, this particular page has its own styles. So this is the thing. I hope you got the point, and I hope you like the video. If you don't understand something, you can just ask me under the comment section. I will ready to answer your all the questions, so that you will be free to ask a question. Okay, so let's jump next into it. Okay, I hope you got the point of a state. This is really a cool methodology that we are going to be covering in some of the next sections, and in some of the next sections we will try to create some of the properties, like how we can create a usable component and how we can use it. Okay, I hope you got the idea. Let's catch up in the next one.